And I say, listen, try this. Tell me what you like best. And if you like it, you purchase it. And then it pushes through. You tell your neighbor. And it is the biggest, direct sales is the largest. People don't know this. Relationship marketing outsells the NFL.
Wow.
See, don't tell me. I had someone tell me of a company that's been around all the time, and I don't want to say their name. I'm not putting them down because my job is not to do that. But I put that person down. I said, do you realize they'll do $10.5 billion in the U.S. alone? Listen, man, you better grow up. Do your research. Well, that's a scam. This is it. Now, there are scams. Am I right?
Yes.
And you can get hurt. This is why you need to make sure you're always working with someone who's got a history, you can trust them, and they know what they're doing. See, and again, I paid the price. So when I got hooked up, I got hooked with people that were extraordinary. In fact, the greatest thing that ever happened in the relationship business, we were struggling. I mean, we were trying, but we didn't have mentors, Mike. A mentor is the most important thing you can get in, so you can follow their footsteps and cut the learning curve down. You know, why go out here and learn how to create the wheel all over when you can read a book and do it in a few moments? When you go on the internet and get the information, just get right to it. Does that make sense? So let them pay the price and you mentor and follow their footsteps.
And hold that thought. You're talking with, welcome to Seeds of Wealth and Wellness, and we're talking to Fred Duff. Fred, give us your phone number just briefly, and
Sure.
do you have a Facebook page?
Here's what I prefer right now, because we're overloaded and there's a lot of changes going. Just give me a buzz. If you want to talk to me, the best thing to do is just text me at 804-402-4094. 804-402-4094. 94. Send me a text and say, I saw you on the show, and I'll be happy to get back to you. Now listen, I'm busy and I travel all over the country. And so be patient with me. I'm one guy. I do have an assistant, but you know what? Be patient with her too. Now if you're mean to my assistant, you'll never get to me.
I love it. I love it. Now we're going to allow you, we're going to allow our guests, our TV audience, to be able to call in. And that will be in approximately about 15 minutes. And the phone number is on the screen. Make sure that you get your questions ready, call in, and there are going to be a lot of information you'll be able to get from the show. And again, the Seeds of Wealth and Wellness also has a Facebook page. And Melvina, before you introduce our next guest, tell them a little bit about how to reach us on the Facebook page, how to see the YouTube videos, and then more importantly, tell them about what you do best.
What I do best is talk. That's what I do very well. Let's see. The Seeds of Wealth and Wellness has a Facebook page, and it's the Seeds of Wealth and Wellness. You can also contact me directly at 804-337-8654. So please hit us up on Facebook on the Seeds of Wealth and Wellness and make comments about the show this evening. And also, I wanted to bring our other guest in, Kevin Kemp, who I met last year around this time, and he was promoting his book, Brain Tight. Yes. And so Kevin has been very excited about this book. He's created a lot of excitement at the Seed Institute, and so I've become excited about the book. And the book is, your organization is kind of going through some transformations, and so just want you to share with our audience kind of, how Brain Tight came into existence and where it is today.
Well, the book Brain Tight is really about a concept. And Brain Tight means to be focused on a positive purpose, eliminate your worldly distractions in order to achieve success and personal fulfillment in your life. And so basically, through personal experiences and observations, the book Brain Tight came into existence. Basically, I felt like I was on a roller coaster going up and down with life. I grew up in a very good household, but also my surroundings were very challenging. And so I was always in a position of having to make decisions, whether I was going to go to the left or go to the right. Well, am I going to listen to what my mother and father said do, or am I going to listen to what my peers and my friends are saying and doing? Mm-hmm. And so it was a struggle. I again went through my ups and downs, took my bumps and lumps, and I got to a point where I just wanted to step back, reevaluate everything that was going on. And through that process, I started writing adjectives on my mirror to try to, instill some direction in my life. So I write things like be composed and not be anxious and jump at every opportunity that comes my way. And before long, my mirror was full. I couldn't even see my reflection anymore. And I said, I was like, man, I was
What a
like,
metaphor. What a great, I mean,
I
that is
couldn't
just
see my
absolutely
reflection
what you thought of yourself changed as you begin to write on that mirror.
yes, yes, indeed. It was amazing because, you know, I had gotten so many descriptive words that I wanted to input into myself, and it got overwhelming. And so one night, 3 o'clock in the morning, the word brain tight was just stuck in my mind. And got up, wrote that word down. Next morning, I looked at it, and it had encompassed every word that I had written on my mirror. If I wanted to be successful at my job or business, I had to be brain tight. As far as family, had to be brain tight. Wellness, you know, exercising, had to be brain tight. Choosing friends and relationships had to be brain tight. And it just
I got a question for you. Me and Melvina have some inside information because we actually sit on the board of directors of Brain Tight. Now, Fred, listen to this. Kevin came up with the concept of 7 focuses. Tell us, can you run off that list of 7 focuses? I was so compelled by it, Kevin.
Sure. Well, first of all, the mission of Brain Tight as well is Brain Tight seeks to enrich the lives of young people by teaching them their latent abilities and helping them to clarify and fulfill their life's purpose. Okay. And so in doing that, basically the Brain Tight 7 focuses are your business, career, and work, which is 1, your family, finances, personal health and wellness, personal development, your positive relationships, and also your spirituality.
Fantastic. Now, with the 7 focuses, you had 4 what?
You have 4 cornerstones to build up those 7 brain tight focuses.
Can you tell us what those 4 cornerstones are?
First, we do have a curriculum and a evidence-based programs that we're putting together with the 7 focuses and also the cornerstones. Now, these cornerstones involve changing the mindset. So the mindset is number 1, very important. Also, goal setting, planning, and then finally decision making.
Fantastic. And you got, now, I got to mention one more thing. We're looking at the book, Brain Tight. Me and Professor Goodman had reviewed that book. We looked at it. And matter of fact, we've been rolling together for about a year at the Seed Institute. Your logo is getting ready to change. Is the mission changing too?
Well, the mission is primarily going to be the same. The logo will change just based on the relationship that the current logo has. I definitely wanted to reach a broader audience and bring in that attraction to that broader audience that I'm going to be seeking and going after.
Okay, and so can you tell the audience, like, who is your target market? Like, who are you marketing this to?
Well, we're going to be starting a pilot program that's going to be designed for 13 to 17-year-olds, and then we're going to primarily look to initially attract middle school youth, and then we're going to go to elementary, high school, and also adults, because adults need to get brain tight just as much as the youth do, because a lot of us go through life being brain loose. And, you know, basically brain loose is when you haven't developed the right mindset, you haven't set a goal and plans and put a purpose in place for yourself to move forward in order to achieve that success.
Okay. And so also, like, where exactly would that be offered? Like, is that like the city of Richmond and the counties? What's targeted areas are you talking about?
Well, Brain Tight is a nationwide concept, but we are going to definitely reach out and start here in the Richmond, Virginia area. We're going to start with an alternative school that's here in Richmond. And then once we launch that pilot program with them, then we are looking to getting into the city schools and the county schools and also the surrounding areas, and then just continue to grow and mushroom it out throughout the United States.
All right, I'm sorry.
No, I wanted to share with our audience why Kevin is so important to this community, and why an individual like Fred Duff is so important to this community, and why Melvina Goodman is so important to the community.
And why Michael Edwards is so important
To the community. All of us believe one common theme, and we always teach it at the Seed Institute, and that is the quickest way to be successful is to help a lot of people. And this is something that everybody in this room practices. Melvina Goodman has done, I've seen you facilitate groups called Birthing Your Vision. I've seen you facilitate groups, Kevin. And Fred, you've been involved in all those groups in one way or another. And as a personal mentor to me as well, I really appreciate what you have done. And then Professor Goodman, you've done a great deal in the school system yourself. You're teaching at the college too. And now, Kevin, you're going to be empowering hundreds and hundreds of youth. I wanted to just take a moment because it's almost 6:30. If you have questions for Fred Duff, he's the president and CEO of Smart Solutions, and you're also on the board with the...
Yep, my wife is the CEO of Legendary LLC, and Selena's her name, and I'm the co-CEO to her.
I realized that, and you guys are called the dynamic duo in unfamiliar circles. Show them your cape.
You bet. Yeah,
Before you do that, Kevin, give the audience your information.
Yes.
Please, and your Facebook page.
Okay, you can find me on Facebook at BrainTight, BrainTight. Also, you can go to braintight.com, and also you can reach me directly at my office at 804-564-3200. Again, that number is 804-564-3200.
Now, how would I become a member or partner with BrainTight, Kevin? Because you are a 501c3.
Yes, again, the best way is to inquire on braintight.com, send me a message, and we will reach back out to you and have that conversation and see how we can make that connection and do some partnerships. Because it's really, all about networking and finding that missing link to, whatever business or opportunity that you're looking to build in your life.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking about, because you said 13 to 17.
Yes.
And that is a very critical age.
It is.
And we know, most of us anyway, know that the Department of Corrections is overflowing with 13 to 17-year-old children, boys and girls. So it's not just boys. It used to be boys, but girls are really running the gamut of this criminal behavior or deviant behavior or whatever it is. So this program is an intervention to help children to develop a sense of self-esteem and a sense of belonging, and just to try to determine what it is that they want to do with their lives. And so I would encourage our viewers to really reach out to Kevin to learn more about this program, because our future lies in the hands of our children. And if our children are directionless, then we can take a look at ourselves to try to see what is it that we are not doing or doing that may be creating that type of a dynamic. And so I really appreciate the work that you're doing with our youth. And even Fred, where you came from, so you are living testimony of overcoming the odds in terms of growing up in a town called Poor, or whatever it was called. I mean, it was a street on there called Poor, But hey, Poe, it was called Poe. Worse than Poor. It's like Poe. Right. You can't even use the other two letters, P-O.
I had a question for each of our guests, and I wanted to start with you, Fred, before the viewers started calling in. You've empowered a great deal of people in the realm of relationship marketing and help. But I've also noticed when I went to a few of your functions that there were a lot of millionaires in that room. Yeah. I mean, is there? And Melvina, and the reason why I'm talking about this, when we came up with the series for Seeds of Wealth and Wellness, you was reading The Millionaire Mindset.
That's exactly right.
Fred, tell me a little bit about why is it that so many millionaires are attracted to you?
Well, I think it's because of what we're putting out. It's the knowledge that we have, and this is the guy right here that changed Darren Kidd's life, my life, and everybody's life. And it's called The Slight Edge. You've been talking about it. You've done it. You don't realize this, for instance, if we eat too many burgers per day, it's an era of judgment. what happens? We get big as a house. But it's easy to do and it's easy not to do. I was sitting up on West Broad Street, the old Sheraton. They tore it down.